Matbuhay, Grade 9. For today's e-lecture, pag-uusapan natin ang joint and combined variation. So at this point, I hope na napanood nyo na yung first two e-lectures na in-upload ko sa inyong Facebook page at sa inyong mga respective group chats, which is all about direct and inverse variation. So yung first two topic is somewhat related dito sa susunod nating types of variation. So I hope na naintindihan nyo na yon bago kayo mag-proceed dito kasi somewhat they are related. Okay? So if you're now ready, let's start with the joint variation. So if you have noticed sa inyong mga modules, separated yung lesson 3.1 which is joint variation and lesson 3.2 which is combined variation. Pero iisang module lang siya which is module 3. So it's the same with this e-lecture. Ang gagawin ko is separate ko yung e-lecture for joint variation and e-lecture for combined variation para mas maintindihan nyo yung concept nila separately. Alright, so let's start with getting your module in Mathematics 9, your module 3, your notebook in Mathematics, your ball pen, and if you have your calculator, kung walang scientific calculator, kahit sa calculator sa cellphone or your calculator na pangtindahan, that's fine. Or if wala talaga, you can solve it manually. Alright. So start this module 3 with answering your pretest on page 2 to 3 on your notebook. So yung pretest, it assess kung gaano mo nakaalam yung topic na joint variation and combined variation. So don't worry kung mababa man yung score mo sa pretest kasi it only means that you still have a lot to learn. Marami ka pang kailangang matutunan along the process, and kapag nag-post test ka na, doon mami-measure yung improvement mo kung meron bang natutunan at the end of the lecture. Alright? So, i-check mo yon using the key to correction on page 12, the pretest. So, once again, don't worry kung mababa yung score. No need na maging perfect kasi pretest pa lang ito. Meaning, wala ka pang prior knowledge about the topic. I-measure pa lang kung gaano mo na ka-familiar sa joint variation na topic. Alright, so let's start with the joint variation. So ito occurs when one quantity varies directly as the product of two or more other quantities. So nakalagay dito that it is the same with direct variation. It varies directly, meaning it's a product of two or more quantities. Again, multiplication lang yung operation din na involved. Now, anong pinagkaiba ng joint variation sa direct variation? So ang direct variation, exactly two quantities lang yung involved. Whereas as one quantity increases, the other quantity also increases. Or if it decreases, the other quantity also decreases. So ang joint variation, ang involved nyo na is three or more quantities. Whereas if that one quantity increases, the other two quantities, the product of that two quantity also increases. Or on the other hand, kapag nag-decrease naman yon, magdi-decrease din yung product of two other quantities. So mamaya, we have some examples here. So this can be expressed into a mathematical statement or equation as y is equals to k times x times z, and k is equals to y all over xz. So as you can notice here, minanipulate lang yung formula. So yung k, to find k, you simply divide both sides by xz. So you will get k is equals to y all over xz. Ito yung formula kapag yung constant of variation yung hinahanap. So take note, yung x, y, and z here are variables, meaning pwede silang magbago, pwede mag-vary yung representation na gagamitin. Hindi lang x, y, and z. Pwede kang gumamit ng other variables aside from those three na nandito. Alright. So, and a good example of this will be the area of a given polygon. Example, that polygon is a rectangle. So we all know that the area of rectangle is length times width. So suppose we have this illustration. So yung length niya measures 9 units. Ito yung measurement ng length, 9 units. If you will count all the squares, it's 9. Then the width is 6 units. So using this formula, length 9 times 6 units, the area is 54 square units or units squared. So if you check it, pag binilang mo tong number of square here, it's 54, which is the concept of area. Diba? So again, that is 54 square units. On the other hand, kapag pinaiksi mo yung length, kunyari yung length is naging na lang 6 units, nag-decrease. So the area will now become 36 square units. So again, kanina na 9 units yung length, 54 yung area. Pero pag 6 units na lang, pinaikse, mas naging mababa din or mas lumiit din yung area, which is 36 square units na lang. So as you can notice, as the length decreases, the area also decreases. The same with the width. Kapag yung width naman dito bumaba or nag-decrease, so the same, yung area din is maaapektuhan. So again, the quantity involved here are the product of two quantities, the length and the width. All right? So another good example and timed example will be the face mask sales, yung benta sa pagtinda ng face mask. It varies jointly with the number of persons na allowed lumabas and the money that they have. Again, two quantities yung involved ditong product. So yung number of persons at yung pera na dala nila. So kapag mas marami yung persons na allowed lumabas and mas marami yung pera na dala nila, mas lalaki yung sales ng face mask. Tama? So that is an example of joint variation. So I hope that it's clear. So let's now proceed with translating statements to mathematical equations. So let's use again K as a constant of variation. So example, using K as constant of variation, A varies jointly as the product of B and C. So how are we going to translate this statement to mathematical equation? So let's analyze A. So we will write A varies jointly as the product, don't forget the K, your constant of variation, product of B and C. So you're going to write B and C. So this is now your equation from this statement. A is equals to K times B times C. As simple as that. Okay, another example will be this. L varies jointly as M and squared of N. So how are we going to translate this into equation? So L, you write L here, varies jointly, don't forget the K, as M, and the squared of N. So you're going to write N squared. So commonly, yung ibang mga grade 9 student, dito sila namamali kapag ganitong yung mga exponent ng involve. So don't forget, yung square is different from square root. Yung iba minsan nalilito dyan. Okay? So kapag may involve na other, ganitong mga special terms here like the squared, cubes, square root. So i-apply mo din siya sa paggawa ng equation. Alright? So let's now proceed with another example. So another example will be the area of a triangle varies jointly as its base and its height. Meaning, kapag tumaas yung area, yung measurement ng base or ng height, tataas din yung area ng triangle. Or kapag bumaba, mababa din siya. So let's try to make this statement to equation. Area A varies jointly K as its base and its height. So as simple as that, A is equals to K times B times H. So last example, the volume of a rectangular solid varies jointly as the product of its length, width, and its height. As you can notice here, apat na yung quantities na involved. The volume, the length, the width, and the height. So again, ang joint variation involves the product of two or more. Pwedeng higit sa dalawa. In this case, tatlo na siyang product. Length, width, and height. So we're going to write V is equals to K, L, W, H. Alright, so this is now your equation. Volume varies jointly as the product of length, width, and the height. So that will be it. Do you understand? Sige. So if you truly understand the concept of translating statements to equation, I want you to try solving this on your notebook. Number 1, Q varies jointly as R and S. Ito pa ha, kapag capital letter yung ginagamit, kasi napansin ko dun sa activity sheet nyo, kapag capital letter yung ginagamit, capital din yung gamitin mo sa equation. Okay? Kapag lowercase naman, lowercase din or maliit na letter din. So another example or another try this problem is this. The interest of a loan varies jointly as the principal, rate, and time of the loan was taken. So if you answer this already, send it to me through Messenger. So kapag nasagutan nyo na sa notebook nyo, picturean nyo at isend sa akin through Messenger. And let's see if tama yung naging solution nyo. Alright? Sige. So let's now apply it in a worded problem. Example. Z varies jointly as x and y, and z is equals to 6 when x is equals to 10 and y is equals to 8. Find the following: k, or the constant of variation, equation of the relation, and the value of z when x is equals to 4 and y is equals to 30. So let's use the whiteboard to answer that problem. Right? Okay, so this is the original problem. So sabi doon, the given here is this. So gawin muna natin tong statement na to. First step is to convert this into equation. So z varies jointly as x and y. Okay, bawal siyang magkapalit-palit ha. Take note, this is the equation. So z yung nasa left side of the equation and yung xy yung nasa right side. And don't forget the k. Okay, so to find k, we need to substitute the value of z is 6. Ito yung mga given. X is 10 and y is 8. So is-substitute, ipapalit natin dito sa equation. So yung z is 6. Yung k is unknown. Ito yung hahanapin natin. So just copy k here. Your x is 10, so you substitute x is equals to 10, and your y is 8. All right? So now you have the value of 6 is equals to 8 times 10 is equals to 80, right? Then, to get the value of k, you simply multiply both sides by 1 over 80, or simply divide it by 80, kung ano yung tatabi ng k. All right? So the 80 divided by the 80 will just be 1, so it will be k. Diba? Then 6 over 80 can be reduced to lowest term as 3 over 40. So I hope marunong mag-lowest term, di ba? The greatest common factor between 6 and 80 is 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, 80 divided by 2 is 40. So therefore, the value of k is 3 over 40. That is now the first solution for the first na pinapahanap. K is 3 over 40. Next, what is the equation of the relation? So pag pinapahanap yung equation, you just need to substitute the value of your k. So palitan mo lang yung given k here, etong k dito, papalitan mo lang neto. Alright? So therefore, your equation will be z is equals to 3 over 40 times x times y. Okay, this is now the second solution. That is the equation of the relation. And lastly, find the value of z when x is 4 and y is 30. So we need to substitute again. 3 over 40 multiplied to 4 multiplied to 30. Alright. So saan to galing? Again, these are given here sa third na pinapahanap. When x is 4 and y is 30. So 3 times 4 is 12 times 30 is 360. All right? Divided by 40 will be z is equals to 9. That's good. Therefore, the value of z when x is 4 and y is 30 is 9. So this is now your third solution. So that will be it. Do you have any questions? None? All right, that's good. So let's try another worded problem. The area of a rectangle varies jointly as its length and its width. The area of rectangle is 180 square inches. Again, this is the area. Don't forget pag area naka-square. And the length is 20 inches and the width is 6 inches. Find the area if the length is 15 inches and its width is 3 inches. All right, so let's, again, first step is to translate this statement to mathematical equation. Itong first sentence. Area varies jointly as its length, so K, L, and W. Yan. So the area of rectangle is 180, so we need to substitute here. A is equals to 180. Your K is still unknown, nahanapin natin. Your length is 20. Your width is 6. Very good. So you need to multiply 20 times 6, which is equivalent to how many? Okay, that is 120. So that will be K 120 or 120K. Then you divide both sides by 120, or you simply multiply by using multiplication property of equality, 1 over 120. All right, so 120 divided by 120 is 1, so that will be 1K or simply K. 180 divided by 120. Again, this can be reduced to lowest term, di ba? Both is divisible by 60. Tama? So 180 divided by 60 is 3. 120 divided by 60 is 2. So therefore, your k is 3 over 2. Right? So this is now your constant of variation. Then the equation will be A is equals to 3 over 2, which is the constant of variation. So pinalitan mo lang tong k dito. L is, mamaya na natin i-substitute, L times W. So this is the equation of the relation. Now, the question is, find the area if the length is 15. So we need to substitute here. L is 15. And your W, or the width, is 3. All right. So now the area will be, again, itong mga whole number has an imaginary one as its denominator. So we need to multiply the numerators, then yung denominator. Kasi may nagtanong nito sa messenger sa akin kung paano daw to minumultiply. Or you can simply use your calculator kung talagang nahihirapan. I am allowing you to use your calculator. Okay, so 3 times 12 is 36. 36 times 3, okay, you multiply 36 times 3, 18, 108. Then, so that will be 108 all over the denominator is 2. So your area will be 108 divided by 2 is 54. Then don't forget the unit of measurement here, inches. So since area siya, it will be in square. Okay, so the area will be 54 inches squared when the length is 15 inches and the width is 3 inches with a constant of variation of 3 over 2. Do you get that? I hope so. So let's go back to my PowerPoint here. So we already solved that, and this one, it's already done. So let's try this problem. So I want you again to answer these problems on your notebooks and use K as your constant of variation. So for number 1, if y varies jointly as x and z, and y is 12 and x is 9 and z is 3, find z when y is 6 and x is 15. And for number 2, if p varies jointly as q and r squared and p is equals to 225 when q is equals to 4 and r is equals to 3, find p when q is equals to 6 and r is equals to 8. So again, whoever got the correct answer will have a chance to win FB10 load. The first to send the correct answer to me will get the chance to win FB10 load, which you can use also to watch more e-lectures on this FB page. Okay? So that's it. I hope that you learned something from me about joint variation. So next discussion will be all about combined variation, which i-upload ko din mamaya. So I want you to also watch that because that is also part of your module 3. So thank you for listening, and once again, happy learning.